When you look at Jake Paul, here's Jake Paul. Listen, this is the formula, right, that he likes to do. He takes mixed martial artists, guys that aren't boxers, okay? Guys that are past their sell-by date, guys that are past their prime, guys that are retired, cherry picks them because they have a name, and then he beats them and gets that little bit of stardom. He gets that little bit of rub, that thrill. Everyone thinks he's legit, okay? Certainly, hey, listen, fair play. When he knocked out Tyron Woodley, fair play. That was a sensational right hand. I know this talk of, the fight being fixed. Absolute utter nonsense. I don't believe Tyron Woodley would do that, and I don't think Jake Paul would want that either. If I'm being honest, I think he's actually out there really fighting these guys. So Jake's young, he's hungry, he's doing good. He's improving. When you see Jake Paul on the pads, he looks good. He looks sharp. He looks fast, and of course we know he has the power. Nate Robinson, Ben Askren, and Tyron Woodley all got face planted and hit the canvas face first.
The conversation he had with Eddie Hearn, where he said, I will knock out any one of your guys that has under 10 fights.
Right.
He goes, whoever you want to have, bring me any guy that you have that's under 10 fights. You can see Eddie Hearn like shit. He was kind of stuck there.
You think?
Yep, because those guys under 10 fights, what if Jake Paul knocks one of them out? What if you get a guy that hasn't been tested and maybe has some promise and maybe gets wrapped up in the hype and maybe gets a little nervous and this is his first chance at a big show, and Jake Paul can crack.
Yeah.
100%. That knockout of Tyron Woodley is legit as fuck.
So I was sitting at the table and somebody said, oh, Jake Paul's here. So I look behind me and he's making faces at me and waving at me. He's waving at me and making faces. I'm like, what in the world is happening? So I just went over there. Because again, the whole time after he's doing that, I'm just in my mind, it's all I can think about. It's this guy's being so ridiculous. I need to tell him something. So I just walk over there and he kind of leans in we're gonna have a conversation, and his hands are in his pocket. And I said, hey, I'm not gonna play your games. I go, don't mess with me. So I'm not a kid to play with like this. I'm not gonna be on the internet messing around and all this other stuff. I wanted to grab him by the face and smash him into the ground, but I can't do that at work. I would have gotten into a lot of trouble.
Here's what I really think. At the end of the day, it's a great business move, but it's just disappointment too. Some people are selling out. I get it, because I'm looking. I remember watching that or even hearing about it, going, working my ass off, literally dying. This motherfucker just comes out there, says a couple of shit, and I know what he's doing. Let's be honest, the guy sucks. He sucks. He really sucks. And look who's picking. So I get it, from a business standpoint, a YouTube fighter going out there or a YouTube person just going out there, and people are feeding off that, because you have people that hate him and you have people that love him, but you still got to watch him. It's genius. But at the same time, it's it humiliates what I call real athletes that really put in the time. And I know guys behind me not even making that much. I know guys out there that aren't making much than the ring card girls.
No, I'm not a huge fan of Jake Paul. That's for sure. Is he generating money? For sure, but he's not bringing our pay scale up at all. He's paying himself, and that's really it. And whatever bum he drags in the fight, I'm really about respect, man. The things that you can say what you want about Ben Askren and his skills and his abilities, but that dude has won multiple world titles in multiple different organizations. He was an Olympic level wrestler. He was a multiple time national champion wrestler. All these people, all these fighters that are walking around here today, if Ben Askren walked in this room, every single fucking one of those guys would get out of the way and let him walk through. So the way that Jake Paul talked to him, I had really, really big problems with when he was saying that Ben wasn't able to talk about fighting. That's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. As far as the business in the game, and the way that he's generating interest and the financial part of it and the marketing part of it, Jake Paul's doing a phenomenal job. I don't expect him to fight world champion boxers or even UFC top 5 or top 10 ranked guys who can strike. I don't expect him to be able to do that because he just hasn't been in the game long enough, and that's not his fault. I think he's approaching it the right way. I think he takes it very serious. I think he trains really hard. I think that he really puts the work in. It's the same reason I stuck up for CM Punk the whole time. I always think everyone has the right to. I think everyone has the right to get punched in the face for money if that's what they want to do. I don't like the disrespect of guys in the game that deserve to be respected.
Listen, of course, I would love to smash his face, and he would have no chance of beating me. But I also, like, it's crazy. You know, you probably make good money doing that, but I want to fight the best guys in the world. Like, and Cormier said it good too, because he was calling out Cormier, and he's like, yo, why, like, who is this guy? I don't care how much money I'm gonna get paid. Like, why does this guy deserve to fight me? What has he done to fight me? And you don't want to be like an egomaniac, but really, like, the guy hasn't earned anything, you know. So on the other side of the token, I don't want to give him the opportunity.